Hi everyone, very good evening and welcome back to Geeks for Geeks practice. Hi Madbar Joshi, hi Vanshika, and hi to my Japanese or Chinese friend as well. Hi Rishit. Hi everyone, and please give me a +1 in the chat if my voice is clearly audible to everyone, and then we'll discuss the very interesting problem of the day from yesterday. Okay, so all right, let me share my screen and then we'll start discussing. So the problem that we need to discuss was named as trace path. Okay. So basically in this problem, the problem says that there is a rectangular path from a train to travel consisting of n rows and m columns. So basically you can consider that there is a grid that is of n cross m size. Okay. Basically these people are saying that there is a grid that is of n cross m size, right? That has been given to us. And then the problem says that the train will start traveling from one grid cell to the other based on the command that has been given in form of the string. Okay, so if the string has character l, so it will the character is l, so it will traverse on the it will move on the left side from the current cell. If it is r, so it will move right side. If it is d, then it will move downwards, and if it is u, then it will move upwards. So you have to find if it is possible for the train to remain inside the grid only or not. So it says that you can start the train from any cell, and you have to find that whether it is possible after following all these instructions that the train will remain inside or not. Okay, so in this case, if you will see, let's say you have been given a grid of 1 cross 1 size. Okay, so if you have been given a grid of 1 cross 1 size, so this is the kind of grid that you have. So in that case you have to start from here only, and suppose the command is r, so if you go on the right side, then you will fall out of the grid. So in that case you have to return 0, that it is not possible from any position of the grid to still remain inside the grid after traversing all the paths. Then after that, if you see, we have a grid of 2 cross 3 size, right? So if we will see that we have a grid of 2 cross 3 size. Okay, so we have the grid size as 2 cross 3, and let's say that we have been given llru. Okay, so we have been given ll, and then we have been given an r and u. So suppose we were standing at any point. Okay, so suppose we were there, standing at any point, then we first of all go to one leftwards. Okay, then we go another left side. Okay, then after that we will go on the right direction, so we go here rightwards and we go upwards. Okay, so if you will see, so if we keep a track of the maximum, like if you see the overall displacement, right? So if we see the overall displacement, so in this case we need to observe that what is the maximum left that we have gone, right? So if you will see here, so if we will say mx like mxc, right? Or I should say MIC, right? The minimum on the column side that I have gone, okay, the minimum on the left side that I have gone, right? So this value will be what? This value will be nothing but I can say as 2, like maybe as -2 if I will see here. Okay, if I will see that what is the maximum column, maximum right side on the column that I have gone, so I can say it as nothing but here I can say it as 0. Then if I will talk about the minimum row that I have gone down, right? So it will be nothing but 0, and the maximum row that I have gone up, it will be what? I think it will be if I will see here, so it will be just one step upwards, right? So it's 1. So in this case, if you will observe, right? So if I will take out the column distance travel, right? So distance of the column traveled, so it will be nothing but what? Mx maximum column minus the minimum column, so it will be nothing but 0 minus -2, so it will be nothing but 2. So the maximum displacement in the column side that I'm having is 2, and then if I will see the maximum displacement in the row side, so no worries Madbar, if you are right, then it will be what? Mxr minus mir. So this will be the maximum displacement in the row side, so it will be nothing but 1. So overall, if you have a grid, okay, assume that you have a grid of 2 cross 3 size, so where you have I think 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so understand this thing, that if you have 2 rows and you are having like 2 rows and you are having 3 columns, so in this case, if you are having if your dr, let's say, is equal to 1 and your dc is equal to what? 2. So if your maximum displacement in the row is 1, so is it lesser than the row r? Yes. If your maximum column displacement is what? The maximum column that you are moving is 2, So the number of columns that you have is 3. So if your displacement in the column, if it is lesser than the row displacement in the rows, if it is lesser than the number of rows that you have, and similarly the displacement in the column, if it is lesser than the total number of columns that you have, then this means that you will stay inside. Please write yes in the chat. So basically we just need to keep a track of the displacement. So minimum that we move in the left side in the column terms, and the minimum we move maximum we move in the right side in the column words. And similarly minimum in the row side, minimum we move downwards, and the minimum we move upwards. So we keep a track of this as dr, and we keep a track of this as dc. And if it tells us that okay, the maximum displacement in terms of column and the displacement in terms of row, if it is what, if it is going to be inside this range of r, and the dc is going to be in the range of column, then in that case we can say that yes, it is possible for us to start from a particular cell that can manage all these things. So possibly you can say that maybe we can start from this particular cell, because in that case overall if we have to go 2 steps leftward, right, so we could go like this, and then we can go 1 step upwards also. So this basically indicates that if it is lesser than, if dr is less than r and dc is less than c, so this will indicate that it is possible for us, after taking all the steps, there are one or more than one cell that can handle the case that after all the movements, the train will remain inside the cell. Is this part clear to everyone? Please write yes or no, and also make sure to hit the like button if you are clear with it, guys. Please let me know, is this part clear? So basically what we had to check was, we had to check for the this displacement thing, right, that what is the maximum displacement we are having. If the maximum row and the column, that the minimum row and the minimum column, if we take the difference of that, and the minimum column and the minimum maximum column, if we take the difference of that, in that case, if it is lesser than the number of rows and the number of columns, so this means that the movement is possible for the train from any particular position. Okay, so that is what we can do here. So basically we just needed to keep a track of that. Okay, so what we will do is, I will say that like, let's say int mic, initially I'll mark it as 0. Okay, then mxc will be the maximum column that I am moving, so I mark it as 0. Then I will have mi r initially marked as 0, and I'll have mxr initially marked as 0. So this will be the minimum column, minimum row, and maximum column and maximum row. Okay, so this is first of all the thing that I'm going to keep a track of. Now once I have a track of these things, so I will have what, int once I have a track of these things, right, so what I can do here is, suppose if I'm moving, so initially I can have a column initially as 0 and a row initially as 0, because initially my place will be just 0, right? So then what I will do is, I'll say that int I starts from 0. Okay, I is lesser than s dot size, and then we will do an I plus plus here. Okay, so we'll start seeing the traversal through the string. So if s of I is equal to, let's say, r, let's talk about the general term. So if it is L, okay, so if it is L, so we need to move leftward. So we will do what, we will say that we need to decrease the column. Okay, else if it happens that, let's say, the ith guy, okay, if s of I is equal to r, then we want to move in the right side, so our column is increasing by 1, so we'll say column plus plus. Okay, otherwise let's say, else if we are moving s of I is equal to D, then we are moving downwards. Then what we will do is, we will do R minus minus. Otherwise, what we can say is that, else if it happens that S of I is equal to up direction, then we will move upwards, so the row will increase. So R plus plus is what we will do, and we'll always keep a track of the minimum column, minimum row, and all those stuff. So MIC is equal to minimum of MIC, comma, the current column. Okay, then mxc is equal to nothing but maximum of maximum column, comma, the current column. Okay, similarly what I will do is, mir is equal to nothing but minimum of mir, comma, the row that I am having. Okay, so let's name it as r. And similarly what I will do is, mxr is equal to nothing but maximum of the maximum row that I have seen so far, comma, the current row that I am at. Okay, so that is how I'll keep a track of it. And then in the end, I will, after coming out of this loop, I'll simply check. Okay, what will I check? I'll check that if mxr minus mir, okay, if the displacement in the terms of row, if it is lesser than the number of rows that I have been given, that is n, and similarly, if the mxc minus mx mic, okay, if it is lesser than m value, then this means that the displacement is possible, because I'm neither falling out of the grid from the column side nor the row side. In that case, this means that I'll remain inside the grid. In that case, I'll return 1. Else, if it is not possible, then I will return 0. So this is what the approach is all about. Is this much part clear to everyone? Please write yes or no in the chat, guys, and then we can discuss about it furthermore. Okay, Madbar is clear with it. Is other people are also clear? So yeah, I need to write this as max max. Okay. Is this clear to everybody present in the chat or not, guys? Yeah, it works on the samples. Let me try and submit it. Okay. So I hope it will get accepted. Yes, it does get accepted. So this was a very easy problem. Basically, please write D in the chat. Basically, we needed to find that what is the maximum display, what is the overall displacement in terms of rows and in terms of columns, and then if it is lesser than n, and lesser than m, then I will return 1, otherwise I'll return 0. So that is little bit logical problem. Yeah, it was a logical problem, obviously, because if you will try a brute force approach, then what you will try to do is, from one cell you will try to check for every cell, right? For one cell you will do a whole traversal. So you will traverse kind of order of L. Okay, if L is the length of the string. So if there are n cross m cells, then you will try to traverse throughout that, then it will be L into n into m. So it will be kind of cubic in nature, right? But whereas if you just keep the observation, then the overall time complexity of the code will just be order of L, that is just traversing through the string, and the space complexity will be order of 1. That is nothing taken in terms of space. So that is how easily we can do it using the displacement logic. Okay, displacement logic. So that is how we are doing it. That is why we are subtracting, because if you are going this much up and you are going this much down as well, so overall how much effectively you are changing your row and the column, that is what we need to check. So that is why we check if this is less than n and if this is less than m, then we check it. Okay, so let me just provide with the you with the code part as well. So is it clear to everyone? Please write yes or no in the chat, guys. I hope that Madbar is clear. If everyone is clear, guys, then you can please hit the like button and give me a +1 in the chat as well. If this question was quite easy for everyone. What is displacement? Displacement is the overall effective. If I'm going, let's say, 3 steps up, okay, and if I'm going coming 2 steps down, okay, understand this thing, Madbar, sorry, Naikach, that what is displacement. So let's say if I'm going 3 steps upwards and I'm coming 2 steps downwards as well, so overall effectively I'm just going 1 step upward now. So that is what displacement is all about. That this is what I will mean by displacement, right? That if I'm going 3 step upwards and I'm going 2 steps downwards as well, so overall I'm going only 1 step upwards. So that is what the idea about displacement is all about. Is it clear? And similarly, let's say if I'm going 4 steps towards the column side, okay, then I'm going 2 steps on the left side, right? So overall I'm only going 2 steps in terms of displacement. So that is what the displacement idea is all about. Is it clear to everyone? All right. So that's really good. So this was all about the problem of the day for yesterday, right? So it was a very easy problem, guys. So I hope that all of you have understood this problem very much clearly, right? It was a very easy problem, to be honest. But when you are in an interview, so you have to think rationally that, okay, if I just find the overall displacement and if it is lesser than n, and the overall displacement in the row, if it is lesser than n, and the overall displacement in the column, if it is lesser than m, then we will remain inside the grid. So that was the whole logic about this particular problem. Okay, guys, so please make sure to hit the like button and give me a +1 in the chat for the one last time. Thanks a lot for joining for today's session, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this problem and the discussion as well. It was quite easy. I'll see you with another discussion, another problem of the day on the in the next week. Okay, till then, good night, take care, keep coding, guys, keep solving the problem of the day. From tomorrow onwards, I think Abhinav will be taking the POD, so make sure to attend. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot, Madbat. Thanks a lot, Naikaj. And thanks a lot, Rishid, as well. Thanks a lot, everyone. Please hit the like button and make sure to give your valuable comments as well. And subscribe the channel if you haven't already. Thank you, everyone.